Hi everyone, I'm Dichotomy 1968, or at least that's my gamer tag. If you haven't guessed, obviously I'm a gamer. Well, what I want to talk to you about is something called the Retro VGS. I really hope that it does well, but watching what I've seen on YouTube and what I've seen on Facebook, I'd have to say that I really think it won't. Which is sad. I was hoping to be able to back it on Kickstarter, but I'm kind of poor. Right now, I'm not using a dedicated video recorder. I can't exactly record the videos of my games or anything like that because I can't afford it. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this video on my Kindle Fire. So, why don't I think that the Kickstarter for the Retro VGS will work? It actually is, I think that the Retro VGS is trying for too much. Well, when I first heard about it, it started out by talking about how it was a retro gaming console for retro players. And that's great. I've got a couple clones. I've got several real systems. I've got lots. Well, not compared to people like Metal Jesus and Picky Old Gamer and so forth. But I do have almost 450 games. I know. For some of you, you're saying, wow, that's a lot. For others of you, you're saying, boy, you got nothing. Well, for those of you who, wow, that's a lot, there's a shitload more out there than I have. For those of you who don't, who are saying I don't have nothing, well, you're kind of right. But we're getting outside of the point. So, why don't I think that Retro VGS will work for Kickstarter? Well, like I said, I think they're trying for too much. When I first heard about, they had talked about how they were going to be a retro console for a retro gaming community. And they were going to be cartridge based. Awesome. I have quite a few cartridge games and some non-cartridge. I have a lot of retro, and I do have the 360 and the GameCube and so forth. And I have the PS Vita. The problem that I see with Retro VGS, however, is that they want it all. They want to be a modern console using cartridges. Yeah, I'd heard something on one of the interviews or the web pages that I'd read that they said that some of the indie games require almost a gig of memory. I don't know what games they're talking about. On my Xbox 360, I've downloaded several indie games. We're talking over 10, and every single one of them is under 50 megs. I know there are some out there that are 100, maybe 150 megs. None of them have I run across that are a gig or more. The fact that they want their system to play every other gaming system that's cartridge based out there, kind of awesome. But if that is what's causing the apparent price hike, they should have done away with it. Done away with the idea. Okay, why am I saying that? When I first heard about them, they said that they were going to be a retro gaming console and that it was going to cost roughly $150, maybe $180. By the way, nice magazine. It's going to cost $150, $180. Now we're talking $300, $350, $400. And for that, you could buy a lot of the older consoles, and you could buy some newer consoles, and I don't know the technical details, but they talk about the chipset and so forth, and how it can have pretty much high def video and CD / better quality sound. From a guy who's played a lot of retro games and some modern games, you're talking modern. So that's what I see, is that they want to claim to be a retro gaming console for retro players, but it's actually a modern console hiding as a retro. But what about the cartridges, you say? Doesn't that make it a retro console? Well, then, if that's the case, let me give you another retro console. If you can't see it, that says PS Vita. Yep, a modern console. It's cartridged. If you want to argue that because it's cartridge, it's not modern, Injustice Gods Among Us, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, modern. Arkham, Batman, Arkham Origins, Blackgate. Also, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and I believe Xbox One. Borderlands 2, Xbox 360, PS3, possibly even PS4, possibly even you got Xbox One. So just because it's a cartridge game system doesn't make it any more shall we say, retro, even if it looks like it. Thank you. I hope that you do well, actually, on the Kickstarter, and who knows, maybe I can squeeze some money to try to help you guys in the Kickstarter, but I don't know that I will be able to, let alone the money requirement. You're talking 3,000 gamers, 3,000 backers, making roughly, I believe you said, $1 million+ bucks. Ouch. I really hope you do it, but I don't see it. I'm recording this on the day before your Kickstarter date to begin on September 14th. I heard that you're going to go for 45 days. Had you gone for 60, there was a possibility, provided the 350, 400 isn't a low ball from what I've heard. I do, however, hope that you work, and I hope you get your money. I don't think it will, though, and if it does, maybe one day I'll be one of those out there buying the console. Dichotomy 1968 out.